Hello, everybody! Yay! I am here. Yay! Wait for some people to hopefully come in and find me. Where's my phone so I could share it? Since nobody's here yet, I'm gonna self-promote myself. Okay. Let's see. Share it, share it, share it. Oh. Okay. There we go. So, hello everybody. Nobody's here yet, but if you're missing the replay, I'm Kathy Grillo of Kathy Grillo Designs. And if you haven't been here before, follow me. This is all my social media. Take a screenshot. And today we have Little Deb's Creative Cruise Art Block. So this is our lineup. After me is Danny Hennapotamus. So please follow and we will have a great time. Hello, thanks for joining me. I also want to bring up, where is that? I have another. Oh, there it is. There it is. Open that one. I want to open that one. So, if you are interested in art or are an artist and you would like to join us, feel free to look us up on all this social media and say, hey, I'm interested. I'd like to join you up with you guys and see what it's all about. We'd love to have you and inspire you and be inspired. So today, I am working on one of my dancers. This is my reference photo. This is Allison Debona. I don't know how she pronounces it. Anyway, she's a premier ballerina at Ballet West. And so I'm going to do one of my fashion illustration / portraits of her. So as I start out with the sketch. Here's my sketch. And yesterday in preparation, I added the background. And then I worked on her skin and her face a little bit. So, let me zoom in. We'll zoom in a little bit so you can see a little more details. Alright, so she starts out with this sketch, but when I'm totally done, the sketch will be gone. So I use my sketches kind of as a guideline. Sometimes I draw on top of my sketch, but for my fashion illustrations, I tend to draw under my sketch because I will take it on and off a whole lot. I'm kind of using it as a coloring book, sort of filling it in, and then I take it off and I'll work on the details, but the sketch just kind of gives me a guideline. So this is what I have right now. And I'm going to put the sketch back on because we are going to work on, let me see, I'm going to work on her hair. What's the next step? Working on her hair. Hi Debs, how are you? I'm working on a dancer. Another dancer. Alright. So I'm just going to, I have a little, her picture over here. Well, that's not nice. Why would you feel the need to say that? That's kind of shows a lack of intelligence, really. Okay, great, thank you. I will ask you kindly, because I don't like blocking people. I like trying to educate people. So I would ask you kindly to be polite and nice and give you another chance to redeem yourself. But if you're going to be nasty, we will block you. I don't understand the need to do that, but, you know, I guarantee I guarantee you would have a lot more fun on Periscope without being trolly. Because you'd find a lot more friends. And he's gone already because, you know, when you tell them off, they do leave, but you know. You know. Okay, thanks. Being that nobody's here. Nobody's here. That's okay though, because even when nobody's here, which is what people have to remember, even when nobody is here, you need to remember that some people are going to come back and see your replay. So, always remember the replay of viewers. So she has some light coming at the back and at the top here. So we're going to have some different colors from the lights showing up in her hair. And so we're just going to play around with this. I think your hair's a little reddish. I kind of see a little bit of a brown-red thing going on. Oh, I need to make that much smaller. Much, much, much smaller. Alright, so we'll start filling it in. And then we'll go into details after I get a basic shape and some color form put in. Alright. Now I'm not worried too much about staying in the lines because I can always come back and erase. That's one good thing about putting things on layers. We can erase if we need to. So, let me erase that because I want her ear to be out. Hi Jed, how are you doing? Thanks for coming by. So I'm just working on this little deal here. So actually her hair came out pretty good. I think I just need to add a little bit of highlights and some lowlights. Hi, thanks guys. Thanks for showing up. Welcome to our Saturday art block. I hope you enjoy art and have a wonderful day watching us today. Alright, this is a fashion illustration portrait I'm doing of Allison. I'm going to find out how to pronounce her name right. I don't know how to pronounce her name right. From Ballet West. So I'm just adding in some hair detail here. I know, the hair is not super important. But she needs some. Alright. So I like to, it's running a little slow right now. I like to do a little bit of over the edge here so it actually looks like hair. So don't worry about it. I actually kind of don't want it to stay in the lines. Hi, thanks for coming. If anybody has any questions or wants to ask anything or just, you know, what kind of coffee you're drinking, whatever, feel free. I'll talk about anything. I'm happy to do that. I want, what color do I want to put in there? A little bit of light. Well, I'm old and married for 26 years, so no I'm not, but maybe you are because you talk that way, I guess. Are you? Is that your issue? I could see why you might be angry. I really don't appreciate the troll stuff. I mean, you know, you could be mature, and I want to give you a chance to appreciate art and make some friends. I can guarantee that if you behave on, at least with our channel, you would make some great friends here on social media, and it would be a lot more fun on Periscope than being all trolly. But that's your choice. You must really be ugly if you're that hard up, man. Just saying. If you want to choose to be that way. No, no. All those comments do is make you look bad. They don't bother me. And see, then he's gone. Alright. So I'm going for a little bit of this highlight at the back of her hair here, because the lights, she has like a backlight. I'm not really liking this part of her hair. I mean, it's for real that it's there like that, but I'm not really loving it. So, I don't know who's here. Who's here? Speak up. We've been having a trolley morning. FYI. So, hi. Hopefully we'll get some people who appreciate art and are not immature and ignorant in here soon. Though, I have to admit, at this point, some of the troll remarks do amuse me. They do amuse me, so I just like having fun with them. Alright, so I'm trying to get like a little bit of these wispy things that she has going on. Alright. Let's step back. See how that reads. It comes out alright. Maybe a little too liney. I think I have to soften it up a little bit, a little teeny touch with my blender. So I'm just going to come through with the water and just really quickly brush on those lines so they look more natural and not so liney. I still want to be able to see some of the lines, but just not as much. If that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. Hi, thanks for coming. How are you today? Alright. So I'll put my sketch back on. And back. Like if anybody has any questions, just speak up and I'm glad to answer anything. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about this project per se. So the hair's pretty good. I'm going to add another layer and we'll work on her headpiece. Okay. Hi, how are you? Okay, now we start getting into fun because now I have her basic body done. And I can have fun with the costume and the colors. So this is exciting for me. So this is Allison from Ballet West. And this ballet that she's dancing in is called Emeralds. And if you're not familiar with, ballet or emerald, everybody wears these really emerald green outfits. and they're dancing almost against like a black background. So it's really kind of cool. So I'm going to lay in these jewels that are on her headpiece. And there's a lot of color in this thing. So you see, I just kind of use these as an outline. And then I'll get more detailed as I go. Hi, Nancy. And then eventually, when it's all done, it gets printed out on a sheet of paper. And glitter, glitter and paint get applied where it is supposed to go on the costume. So this is a dancer called Alina Samova. It's kind of like my fan art. I don't do superheroes, but I do dancers. I think their costumes are gorgeous. Sometimes the costumes are a work of art, you know. And the way they dance is beautiful. The positions. So, it's my art. And she has like these. I say they're almost, what, yellow, white. I need this gold color. And gold is hard to get because gold is not really like yellow. It kind of has like a orange sort of tint to it. Hi, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of lay down the form here. And then I'll work on making the details and making it look good. I'm glad to hear that. I'll work on making it look more real after I get the shape in, which is what I'm using my sketch for, is more the shape, basic shape. I can't really tell exactly what this crown looks like, but it's illustration, so you just kind of give a suggestion of it and go from there. Alright. So it looks very rough at first, and it doesn't look like anything, and I understand that. Trust me, I do. But you have to trust me, it goes somewhere. Oh, my dogs. You know, I pick a morning slot thinking that I will generally have some peace and quiet, but it doesn't always work out that way. Okay, so just like those greens, the emeralds will reflect some different shades of green. I think I want to go actually really dark. Thank you for inviting people. I appreciate it. I totally do. Kokomos! Alright. So this is going to be really ugly and look super crazy when I take this off. And I know that. But you have to trust my instincts on where I'm going with this crazy headpiece. This is probably one of the more elaborate headpieces I've seen. So I mean, if these were really emeralds, that'd be something, right? Alright, so we turn the sketch off, and it looks like a big old mess. So I'm going to take my blender here and naturally blend some of these colors and work them into the shapes. And then we go from shapes. This is what art's all about. From shapes to details. So, and this is how they all start out. I don't know if I'm missing any comments. I was not looking for a second. Sorry. So now I need to make my brush super small, because I'm going to start working in some of these gold highlights and shadows to give this some dimension and shape. So these have like a little filigrees in here. And so in these shapes we're going to have darkness and light as they form. So I'm just kind of blocking in. And you can see the paint will kind of blend its own a little bit. And you just keep working at the details until you get what you want. In this case, I'm just kind of going for this little decorative. I don't really know exactly what it's doing, so I'm just kind of simulating what it looks like. Kind of making it up. But from a distance, you're not going to really see the detail. You'll just see that there is some sort of detail in there. But it's the details and shadows and highlights that start giving it dimension. Alright. So then, like we did with the shadows, we'll come in and do a highlight. And you can see a little bit that it's blending in. And then I'll do the same thing with the greens. Or I'll have a very dark green outlining the shape, giving it a little more dimension. Maybe even put in some like jewel marks. This one's kind of like a swirl. Hi. Everybody's so quiet today. What you get everybody up to? Saturday's my favorite day of the week because of the art blocks. And I get to draw and visit with everybody. Maybe meet some people I don't normally get to see. You're still waking up? Yeah, me too. I found some videos. This is what happened to me last night. I found some videos like hiding away on my phone, you know. So I was like, oh, where did those come from? I could clear up a bunch of space. So I went to upload them onto YouTube. I don't really do YouTube, but I kind of use it as extra place to store stuff, I guess. And I was up till 2 a.m. trying to get all the videos like uploaded. I was like, oh my god, really? And then I got up at 7 this morning. So I really literally only had a few hours of sleep. Yeah. Yeah. So come on, coffee! Alright. So this is kind of boring me too. So we're gonna... But you can see it'll work on those details, and eventually it will look more, it'll look more real, trust me. Kind of like, I don't know if you can see. Oh, that's so blurry. Why is it so blurry? Anyway, it'll look more like this crown when I'm done. Because I'll play around with the shadows and the highlights. Let's go have some fun with her dress. I just love this pose. I love it. Alright, so I need a layer, and I'm gonna put shirt, because the skirt part is probably gonna be about at least 6 layers, because all this tooling is really hard to do, and all these different colors will be a separate layer, and then I'll play around with the opacity to get the look of tulle, because you want it to be sort of see-through and see the colors underneath, and that's how you kind of get the effect. So that'll be lots of fun. Alright, but we will start out with the bodice. But I don't type bodice, I just type shirt. Shirt. Okay, so I try to find a medium color, and then I usually jack it up a little bit, because I like my colors to be a little more vibrant than they are in reality. So I use the photo reference. I'll come in here and I'll pick a color that's sort of in the middle. And that just gives me a starting point. But let me see if I can slide this over. So this, oh, wrong color, come here. So this is where, when I pick this color, this is where it sends me. And I don't really want it to be that dark, so I'll come in here and I'll kind of like jack it up a little bit in the middle somewhere. But I really want these greens to pop off the page, so I'm going to make them even more emerald than they are. And it's all what I call artistic license. So I'm going to start putting some colors. Now, in the picture, her strap is not really green at all, but there is a strap there. So now my dilemma is, either do it or don't do it, but I already drew it. So I'm going to put a little bit of the green in the strap along with the nude color that it is. So I'm going to take like 3 or 4 different shades of green here. All within the same green color palette. See, that's not bright enough. See how it blends in too much with my background. So I need to find a green that will, okay, there we go. It's a little darker, but it will still pop out for me. I might have to go to a little bit of a blue in here too. I do see some blue. Alright, so I'm just kind of making the folds here of this dress. Where does this color take me? Yeah, it takes me into kind of an aqua. So I'm going to really jack it up and hit the highlight. And like right around there. Almost have some white blended in. And then I need like a really dark green, which we'll see how, okay, there we go. Alright, handy dandy blender. And this just gives us a base color, a place to start. And I usually put the mix in. It sort of gives me a little bit of a natural shading. I'm not so worried about the shape at the moment, as I'll develop that after I see the shape that I get. So is anybody else here? Is anybody else in the art block today? If you are, feel free to put your info up so anybody else here can follow you and let them know what time you'll be on. I know we have a really good lineup today. Some interesting stuff. Oh, yeah, that happens. I've had that happen, which was why I've been picking a lot of early slots. Because of where I live and we have a boat and all that, we get a lot of visitors. Surprise, surprise. And I have a lot of family that comes visit me on weekends too. Now this is going to get lightened up. And one thing I do like about the layers is that, see, then I can come in and kind of straighten this up a little bit. And I'm not messing up my my skin that I spent time on. Alright, so I'm going to take my white, and I do want to get a nice direction line of where I wanted these to fold, just so when I take this off I can kind of see the direction of these. And of course, you're going to have under here is going to be darker. And usually right under a highlight is a shadow. So, put some of that in. There is a mid-tone that's kind of going on in the middle. And what's the strap color is kind of Alright. Let's see what we got. I'll turn the sketch off and start playing around with it a little bit. So I already told I'm probably going to have to work on this strap, and I'm probably going to leave it. You don't really see the color of the strap so much in the picture I have, but I am going to, there we go, leave it in there. Oh, it's already 10:30, guys. So, this is just our midway break. You can follow me on all this social media. And if you're interested in art, if you're either an artist or like art, please feel free to look us up, Little Deb's Creative Crew, on all their social media. And we are kind of an art family. We support and love each other, and you are inspiring and be inspired at the same time. And if you're interested, we'd love to have you join us. And here's the rest of our lineup today. We have some really interesting and exciting artists. So look it up, follow, and if you don't follow these people, you can always do hashtag I need more coffee, art block, or hashtag LDCC, which you will see in my title, and you'll be able to find all the scopes from today. That was our station break. Back to the drawing. Alright, so we're going to develop these folds and creases, which gives the fabric movement, and that is important for illustration. So I'm going outside of the lines on purpose over here. I will use my eraser in a minute to make nice crisp lines. I might have to put a little more of the dark background color right around her dress. I'm not sure. I really liked the idea of it being on the black and popping out, but my printer probably would not like printing out all that black as much. I know my pocketbook to buy the ink probably wouldn't like it as much, so I was trying to minimize the super darkness of the color there. Alright. So this is called developing the form. And I want to see the shape of and the flow. So we're going to make some little rolls of material here. Like it's bunching up. Just a slightly, you're not that much right there. Alright. So I don't like making it a straight back. I like having some movement. I guess what I do is a bit between a mini portrait and a fashion illustration. It's my own style, and that's what you do. And because I am an artist at heart, so I guess that plays into it. And this will probably be drawn and redrawn a few times. So let's see, I want to get a nice line. I try not to use lines, but I will use a nice line to define this, but it'll get shaded in, so it's more of a shadow than a line. But I'll use shadows and highlights, and you kind of have to do that to give dimension and lift it off your page. Then I have my water blender, so I'll blend the edge in a little nicely and it won't look so liney. Let's blend it down into there and create a shadow. Now her arm is going to have a shadow, so we're going to bring the shadow up over through here to give her arm a little bit of a shadow. And the same thing, we have this like aqua highlights. Oh, I don't want that. But I kind of want to go more of like a really bright light. Let me see what this color looks like. See, it's all experiment. I don't really know what I'm doing. I guess I have to go a little more blue. Alright. Because I'm trying to get the effect of lights, and she's on stage, so it's stage lighting. So she's going to have the light reflecting through. To create these folds on her dress. And then every highlight has a shadow, but I want another highlight just slightly right above that. Excuse me. This white is going to blend in with that green and just give it a little peak of the pop that I need for the crease. And this is all about creating the movement. The best fashion illustrations have, you can see the movement. How is that material going to flow? And that's what I like about the dancers. It's because they're moving constantly, and their costumes are designed to look beautiful in the movement. Alright. So as we get down here, the shadows are more right by the sides here. And yeah, you're saying, oh, that's what she just did. But I'm refining it, and it's like it gets smaller and smaller until you get the perfect blend of what you're looking for. And then the fun part, because this looks like it's like shimmery, I'll do a little bit of it. I'll show you the trick. I'll show you the trick in a second. I'll probably end up redoing it, but I'll show you. Because I do embellish afterwards. Like if I print this out, I will then paint on it with acrylic paints, and then add glitter or shimmery paint where needed to get the effect of a final piece. I don't print out all my practice stuff, but I do print out all the custom illustrations. So alright. So if you let the paint do some of the work and you just kind of slightly help it along the way, you'll see in a minute when I step back. I need to fix that boob shape a little bit. And so you'll see when I step back that it all starts working together, and you start seeing her costume. Yeah, see, you'll start seeing the costume come out. So now there's a trick here. I usually don't zoom in this far. There's a trick I will do to get the shimmer. And I will take a very small brush and some complementary colors that I see, and what I'll do is I'll start just dotting it like this. And this will get the effect of a sequin. So you look for the highlights, and we start adding in some texture. Now, I would normally go through and do this whole color first, I only have 10 minutes though. So I'm going to do like a little section and kind of show you. I would do like this whole color where I needed to do it. Alright, so you add the sequins in. I would come back with my water brush and just kind of tap some of them. So some of them look like they're just starbursty, and some of them will look shimmery. And then you come in with a few different colors, because alright, if you ever look like at a green sequin, I want it even more green there. I don't want it to blend in. When it reflects light, or any sequins, if it reflects light, you'll see a couple different colors from one same sequin. So depending on how much light is hitting, it depends on what color you're using. And then I'll throw in a couple, not as many, but just a couple of the dark ones, because sometimes you see the shadow of a sequin. And when this gets printed out, I will add a touch of a green mix of glitter to get the effect of sequins. And then, of course, with the dark, hi Tom, thanks for joining. You also need a couple light. So some of those sequins are going to be super bright, particularly on the edge and where the light would hit the most. So I mean, that's a quick little trick, and they will be, I would normally spread those out. I mean, it's hard for you to see them out. Let's see, I'm trying to get a good angle for you guys. I would normally spread those out. Oh, thanks. I would normally spread those out amongst this whole thing. Like I said, I would probably do all one color first, but I'm kind of speeding up that process to give you guys the tip of that. And then when you stand back from that, you'll start seeing it looks a little more shimmery. Let me see if I can get the right angle. No, it's so hard with digital sometimes in this lighting. There you go, a little bit. But it starts looking shimmery. So from afar, you could see like the sheen, right? So I only have about 10 minutes left, guys. If anybody has any questions or anything specific they want to see, feel free to ask. I'm probably going to go and take my wet brush and blend those sequins away right now, because I wasn't really prepared. I wasn't totally ready for those yet. I just kind of wanted to show you how I do that. So I'm still working on like folds and highlights to get the movement. Ooh. Alright. I'm almost going to come in here. Where's the skin? I want to blend that down. So I'll blend it out. And then I love my eraser. I'll take my eraser, and I use my eraser almost like as a brush or another tool. Not just to erase, but I'll use the eraser to shape. I want just the slightest edge right here, because I want her skin to look like it's in the shirt. Doesn't do good to not be in it. And see, this is the magic of layers, where I can come and just kind of blend it in a little bit to make sure it goes where it's supposed to go. As I said, so we start adding in a little bit of these shadows and highlights to get the creased look I want. And then I want them to not be liney, but you still need to see the definition. So I'm kind of just tapping my water. This is a just add water. See, there's no color on it at all. It's just like taking a brush and water. And so I'm just like using a little teeny water to just kind of smooth the edges and make it look a little more natural. And then like up here, from where her head is at, like right here on the shoulder, it's going to be darker than the rest because there's going to be a slight shadow. So we put a little bit of gray in there, dull it up a little bit. So we want the highlights mostly showing towards her back. If you can learn to keep your light source in mind, in this way, I have two light sources. But if you can learn to keep your light source in mind, it's amazing what it'll do for your drawings or paintings. Because lights and shadows really, really affect. So once you start practicing, I know everybody does that little draw the sphere and now shade this and everybody's like, oh god, that's so stupid. But it's very important. You don't realize it until you start looking at things. So this is what I'll be doing for the rest of the time on this. I'll probably be working this for the next at least few days. Football is starting, which means on Sundays I will get more time to draw, so it might go a little faster. And as the weather gets crappy and I'm not spending my weekends, I'm spending more weekends in my house, I'll probably have a lot more work that gets finished. Did I just see you? Is that Danny that just popped in here? Okay, so you can see right here how I have the shadow and a highlight. I'm developing a fold. So I have my basics down, and now I want to just define them so they look a lot more folded and creased. I want to have those little ripples of material. So it looks like material and not just some flat color. Oh, I hate this thing and I have no idea what it is and it keeps popping out on me. Move! Move! Alright. Now the trick is that this green has a lot of blue that shows up in it. Thank you, Tom. That means a lot coming from you. So I did work on a little bit of stuff yesterday, but obviously there's a lot more to work on. My art's not like some where it takes really quick and you're like, no. If you want to see the end result, you need to follow me. It's my secret. That's how I get people to try to follow me, by not doing anything they can see the end of. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. So I'll be developing these shadows and letting the paint do the work. And above every shadow is a highlight. And then the magic water brush to bring it all together. Okay, so see, you can see how they'll be more defined, and then not only that, but I need to step back and see how it reads from far away. So, I don't know if you can get a better angle here. But we have 2 minutes left. If anybody has any questions, speak up or forever hold your peace. No, just keep it till my next scope. I don't know if you could see the lines developing in that. Eventually, she will have a dress. I do have a skirt planned, never fear. And if you like what you see and you'd like to see more or see the end of it, feel free to take a screenshot here or follow me on any of the social media. People who do follow me might get sick because I share it all, but you'll see some interesting stuff, and you feel free to comment, like. I appreciate it all. Also, this is we need to look up hippopotamus. It's such a cool name, like hippopotamus, but hippopotamus. He's up next, Danny. I'm not sure what he's doing today, but I'm sure it's going to be interesting. And then there's the rest of our lineup there. Tom put up some emojis. I see Tom in here. He's up at 3, so everybody follow Tom, amazing watercolorist. There he is. If you're here or you're watching the replay, follow Tom. You have time yet. He's not up till 3. And everybody else on here are great artists. And if you like art or are an artist, feel free to look us up. You can look us up on Facebook, on Instagram, of course here on Periscope, and on Twitter. So take a screenshot and join the family. And we'd love to have you, and you can help inspire us, and we'd love to inspire you. So thanks, everybody. Let's go see what hippopotamus has. Have a creative day, everyone. Bye.